And that's part of the hour of temptation. Which 2/3 of you gonna bend, you gonna buckle, you gonna give in, you gonna accept the new world order, and you definitely gonna take that chip, which is the mark of the beast. You know, you people are gonna take that chip, man. And these devils, they got a special way of making sure that you fold and give heed to it, man. To give in to it. The men of the Lord ain't gonna be concerned, man, because they gonna have enough faith to be willing to be put to death, just so they don't have to bow down to this demonic devil system. They're gonna be faithful to the Heavenly Father and His Son.
That's right.
You know?
If I may, the way they're gonna do it is through torture. Now, whether they torture you in these camps, or they torture you by starving you out.
Yep.
Or they torture your children or whatever. They're going to use some form of torture and pain to get you.
That's right.
And starving is a very painful way of torture.
That's right. And that's what these troops, these military troops, is going to be practicing, man. You know, there's over 800 FEMA has over 800 detention centers all throughout the country, and they definitely got plenty of them over here on the western side of the world. You don't think these bases that you see when you leave in Vegas and you in the middle of the desert and you see those open fields with watchtowers and military vehicles and stuff like that?
And if those are
maneuvering,
if those are what those are today, they can easily be converted into that.
Yeah, they can turn it right into it, man.
Easy.
They can turn your average warehouse or postal office into a detention center, man.
Mall.
They could turn your malls into a detention center, man. They could turn the Adventure Dome at Circus into the fucking a detention center if they wanted to, man.
Right.
This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. And the Lord, the Heavenly Father, is gonna show you that this is not no fucking game, man.
Right.
Negroes, you gonna see you gonna know the fear of the Heavenly Father, man. It's gonna be too late then, but you finally gonna start to see it. Finish that on there. Good.
For mine enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together, saying, God has forsaken him, persecute and take him.
That's right, man. That's what these elites believe, man. You know, that our Heavenly Father totally abandoned us as a nation. No, He didn't abandon the nation of Israel. The Lord is dealing with His elect, man. Through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is who we deal with to get to the Father, man. As long as we got Yahweh Shai, we got the Father, Yahweh.
Right.
And he's gonna be the one to protect His elect in that day. But you elites, you think that you're gonna be able to take us all out as a nation. And that's why you keep signing these legislations and these unrighteous decrees, these executive orders, because you want to hurry up and try to get rid of us. Yes, the men of the Lord are a threat to you, because we coming out and telling you boldly what the Heavenly Father's getting ready to do to you. And you know that. You know that, man. Read that again.
It says, saying, God has forsaken him, persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him.
Man. Hey, but nobody's gonna deliver whatever judgment that this falls upon. You're not gonna be able to escape, man. And it so happened to be that you so-called, you wicked ass Negroes, Hispanics, and natives, this is basically for you.
Right.
You know? Because you chose not to fear the Heavenly Father. You niggas want to be a bunch of faggots and lesbians. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to be idolaters. You want to follow this devil. That's the reason why you got this coming to you. Reset.
There was something about let's call what you got.
We'll get get Second Ezra, 16th chapter, start at around 78 verse.
Second Ezra chapter 16.
And this is how you measure the time diligently in itself, man. Because these are the times when we see this is what you're supposed to be preoccupied in. If you call yourself a man of the Lord, this is prophecy. Go ahead, huh?
Second Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
So it's going to be an insurrection in every city. Upon who? Upon you tribes, man. Upon you Negroes, Hispanics, and natives. They're planning to basically bring that fight to you, man. This is going to be that ultimate battle between Jacob and Esau. You know? And if you don't have the Heavenly Father dealing with you, you're going to lose in that war, man. You're going to lose. Go ahead.
It says, for there's in every place, in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none.
Hey, these troops that we read about, these martial law troops, they ain't gonna spare anybody out here, man. When the hour of martial law set, when this government sends the DHS, the special ops, all these different troops that they're gonna have patrolling the streets of America, they're not gonna care, man. And that's what the scriptures is saying. They're not gonna spare nobody. They ain't gonna spare old, young,
Women,
men, women, children,
old folks.
If you on that list, there's a certain list of you that when they get a hold of you, they want to execute. They got to execute you on sight, man. I believe that's the red list. And a lot of the militias and pretty much men like us, we're on that list. And then you those of you that don't pose a threat, that are permissive, you know, you on the other list.
That was in that movie, Handmaid's Tale.
Yep.
It had different lines for certain women to go in. If they were barren, they went to the execute list. If they were fertile, they go to the other list. And then it's men also. If they were docile-minded men, they go on the list to be put to work. And if they were men the same in that movie Red Dawn, it was just like that too. Some men were ready to be executed. Like the main character's fathers, they were all in there about to be executed. The one father they couldn't find, I'm talking about the one with Charlie Sheen in there, right? And Patrick Swayze. That's why he couldn't find Patrick Swayze couldn't find his dad. He's like, where's my dad, sir? He was like, I don't know. They had already probably executed his dad. His dad was already gone.
That's right, man. Now another movie to look at is The Siege with Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis, and mainly they had New York on lockdown because of the so-called terrorists, and the so-called terrorists at that time were the so-called the Muslims, and a lot of the so-called Muslims, you had a bunch of them that they were putting in the detention centers. They had basically a bunch of land with fences and barbed wire on the fences where they couldn't escape, right? And then there was other ones that were in particular that were a threat that they were putting in these little rooms, and they would torture them, whether it be to cut their genitals off or what was they doing up in that movie? Because it was a scene where Bruce Willis and them was in there, and then the scene basically cuts to outside of the room, and then you see Bruce Willis walk out wiping his hands and shit, man. Wiping the blood off of his hands. So they were more than likely doing some gruesome shit to him.
That's what's gonna happen in them FEMA camps.
That's what's gonna be happening in them camps, man. And if you on a certain list, you better believe that they're gonna be performing techniques upon you. Because they're gonna want you to denounce whatever God that you believe in and believe in this American system. Believe in this beast. Worship this image. You know? And what's beautiful about that, the Apostle Ramlov, he just went into that called, what was the name of the video? Persecution is coming, get ready. That's what's gonna happen, man. They come in to persecute you tribes, man. The so-called white man finna show you how much he hates you.
With his system, we're not talking about the everyday individual white man that lives in the next
No, because he gonna be a victim too.
Right, we're talking about as a whole.
Yep.
The white man's system is gonna persecute you.
That's
for,
right.
for a bigger scheme and a bigger plan. And if your people, if his own people get in the way of that plan, he's gonna persecute them as well.
That's right. Hey, see, you gotta worry about Negroes like Common, that bitch ass nigga, man. Pushing that extended hand in love. The so-called white man never loved you, man.
He's gonna chop your head off when you extend it.
I pray that niggas like that is getting tortured in the concentration camp, man.
Man, if any of you niggas is like that, man, y'all gonna see a horrible death, man. Most I ain't got no room for nobody like that. All you got is a sword coming for you, the destruction coming for you. That ain't the real mind of a soldier. That's not the real mind of a man.
They got
Don't let your enemy go up against you and do that to you with a pussy ass spirit about you. You ain't having that. And all you niggas that think like that, 2/3 of y'all is out of there.
That's right.
If there be a man inside of the truth, I'll put it that way, you out of there for thinking like that.
That's right.
Lock y'all. They going off that song they just made. They're in that Martin Luther King spirit.
Yeah.
So he gonna push it.
Shit.
He gonna push it even harder. He gonna extend his hand.
Man. Hey.